Morning everyone. Back in Wednesday, what are we at? 9:05. So first in this morning, previous customer of ours, she's returning again with her new car. Golf GTI, brand new, 2024. It's got some lovely touches to it. Nod back to the old wheels. It's got the tartan interior with some new bucket seats. Red stitching on the steering wheel, some nice little decals and stuff. And then in the front, a big touchscreen. So kind of old tech, new styling. Nardo grey, or whatever you want to call it. Dan is putting in a Q3000. U3000, sorry, dash camera, front and rear. So we've lined up where the front camera's going to sit, just up there. And he's just taken apart the rear. The in between, there we go. It's got a polarized cap on it as well to stop glare, and it's got a heat pad on the top. The rear camera is, that's pulling the positive out.
We were both just falling out then.
The rear camera cable is directional, so be careful of that if you're fitting one of these. And we've got the really annoying clips that like to not come apart when you're taking apart the plastics, which is going to be fun. So we might I think I might remove this and actually go and attack that from the inside. And this clip is not too bad. There's a nodule here, but this one is a nightmare because it's hidden. So we might take that out and get to the inside of this plastic frame with that. Just makes it easier, less damage. Rear camera obviously going to go here. Here we go. So we're going to get this sorted. Speak to you in a bit. See you soon. Morning everyone. Right, next one in, we've got, I'll show you the Golf in a seckie. We've got a Mercedes C, looks like a C-Class. He's got his own Chinese interface for CarPlay. We've made him sign the disclaimer, so we've got radio out to come on this, and then screen manipulation going on. It looks very similar to kind of like an ID core, but different. Box of tricks, in and out cables, all of the fun stuff. Dan's gonna love working on that. And we're just gonna go out and see Tracy's Golf. Give me one sec. So the new U3000 camera gone in this one. We have, I do love the fact that when you get close to it, you get all the badge and everything light up on the grill, which is lovely. So new camera style. Dan cannot connect to this one because his Google phone apparently is unsafe, which is kind of interesting. But we've got camera there, fitted it behind the rear view mirror so she's not staring at it continuously, and obviously the rear one just there in the back window. It's already set up in park mode, it's beeping at us and stuff. Lovely little thing, this. Seats are very hugging, very nice. Bolsters are lovely. And I like the Alcantara bit that you've got, the sort of suede-y bit, other than this hard-wearing kind of Gore-Tex. Bit of a nod to the past. But yeah, there's our U3000 in, done and dusted. So we're just waiting on her collecting this one. Right, let's go and laugh at Dan working on a Mercedes. See you in a bit.
Right then, here we go. So, the NTG 4.5. I was just going through this and reading the instructions because I wanted to have a quick look through before I started plugging stuff in and it catch fire. I wanted to have a quick nose and have a look at my cable situation, see what I've got, where it all needs to go in terms of like plugs in the box, dip switch settings, Wi-Fi antenna, aux, mic cables, that sort of stuff. So I've got a back cable. I'd make the assumption that would be a reverse trigger. I've got a 12 volt. I've got a 12 volt out. I've got a CVBS, another CVBS, and I've also got a ground there, which is about normal. That's, you know, nothing wrong with that. I might have to, on these Mercedes, some of them have fiber optic, so it does say in the instructions that if I do have a fiber optic, I need to change it over into one of these plugs. So it needs to come out of that one and into that one. Obviously that will theoretically be in the car's harness. Now I've got one other cable. I've got this one. Now this is just like a loop. I don't know what this does, but the instructions say if there is any noise, unplug this wire. So we're going to take this apart, work out what's going on at the back of the radio, work out the size of that, whether it's a 6.5 or whether it's a 7-inch screen, because that does depend on whether I need to change the dip switches on the box by one switch. And then we can organise the settings on here and on the steering wheel controls, and then go from there. So there you go. Oh, no, there you go.
Right then everyone, Dan is just about finishing off with the CarPlay and the Mercedes. Got a little thing going on there. So let's just turn down some music.
Yeah.
Here we go, little pick. Right. That's right, don't worry about it. We got press and hold like an ID core. Oh, it's the same. Guess what? I'm an idiot. This morning at 3 o'clock in the morning, while I was finishing off the snap-on video, I suddenly thought to myself about the cams and the wandering washers that wandered into the camshaft and started squealing against the side of the camshaft, causing a friction noise. And at 3 o'clock this morning, my brain went,
quite unfortunate.
do you know your main caps, mate? They use the same size as the head studs. And sure enough, flip the unit over today, and I have little headed washers on the main caps and the big washers on the head studs. Idiota! Round the wrong way, Alex. So you've just watched me do a pass. We are up to our 3 levels of spec, 40, 55 and 42 on the sides. That's now done. So we'll just let that settle for a minute, and I'll just go and check again, make sure we're all good using the new snap-on stuff. So much nicer with a little beep, a light instead of just a click. I'm sold. I like it. It's very cool. The Permatex is arrived at home. So tomorrow we will be inserting pistons into the liners, doing a bit of cleaning, but obviously I've had to take some steps back because I'm an idiot. But that, I think, is how it's supposed to be. Let's just check. Make sure nothing wanders into any of these big old washers. It's close, but I think we are good. Look at that. Hey, who'd have thought? What an idiot. What an absolute idiot. Oh well. What I do need to do is probably put some more lube on this just so it's taking up nicely. Measure the end float again. Thrust washers shouldn't have moved. No, they're in there nice and tight.
So, I don't think we filmed the end of the Mercedes with the Apple CarPlay Android Auto interface. Can't remember whether we did or didn't. If we did, you've already seen it. If you haven't seen it, then Alex will insert a picture here. I'll ask him now. Did you film the end of the Merc?
Yeah.
Oh, you did? There you go. You've already seen it. There you go. So we didn't get a picture there. I wasn't sure whether you did or didn't.
No, it's already filmed.
Ah, there we go. So, moved on with doing some engine bits. We've nipped out, gone home to Alex's to go and get the Permatex. Is that how it's said? Is it?
Yeah.
Permatex, yeah. Ultra slick engine assembly lube. Started doing some bits and ran into a bit of a problem.
Not so much a problem. The rotation of the engine didn't feel right. And I've noticed that one of the thrust bearings is flat on one edge. So I've removed it again because I didn't like the way that it was rotating. It felt like it was catching. So I'm going to order some new bearings and we're going to go again. We've put some red on so that it's now slick and protected, whereas before it was kind of old stuff.
So you used some old lubricant beforehand. I say old lubricant, but we used some...
No, I built the bottom end a while ago, and obviously it's sat since then and not done anything, so it's better to be slick than not
fresh.
Slick. So more red went in, but unfortunately I don't like the way that it felt with the thrust bearing. And the thrust bearing is for crank movement that way, and the round bearings are for movement that way. So one helps it spin, the other helps it not walk backwards and forwards in the block. So you measure the end float by putting your bearings in, tighten everything down, and then you put a pry bar in here and you pull, and it should move forwards and backwards, and then you measure with a micrometer what they call the end float, and there's a tolerance that it's got to be within. But it didn't feel right. And after pulling the bearings out and just having a look, that
see if I can get it on the camera.
Doesn't look right. So we're not going to carry on. We're going to wait and get some bearings.
So if it will focus, that shiny little brighter piece on the end of the top bearing is...
If I do that.
Yeah, that's better. Hang on.
You can see the little spot just there.
There we go. Just where at the end of Alex's finger you
just
can see.
There and there.
Just the spot at the end, each end of each one.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It's just knurled over slightly.
It shouldn't have.
No.
But I don't know why, and I don't like the way it felt, so we're going to redo it.
So, so when you're replacing a bearing, are you doing just the one, or are you doing the whole lot?
You have to do 4. Now the bearings are fine. You just need to do the thrust bearings, but there's 4.
Top and bottoms on both sides. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And I think the standard bearings.
So a bit of a crap ending to a good day, but to be tackled another day.
Thrust washers.
Thrust washers.
4 upper, 2 upper, 2 lower.
So yeah, so it's around about 5:15 at the moment. So I think we're going to pack this up for the day, wrap this back up, order some thrust washers.
Set fire to it.
Set fire to it.
Order that 2JZ for the back of it. That 4 rotor. Where's Rob Dom when you need him? I'm sure he's got a 4 rotor laying around for me. Come on, you've done a Corvette project. Let's do a Lotus S3. Quad rotor.
Well, who was it that did the McLaren?
Mad Mike.
Mad Mike.
Mad Mike with it. He's a boy, he is.
Yeah. Rotary.
Wow.
Coming soon.
Sponsored, yeah. Sponsored by Red Bull. And you've got a quad rotor McLaren, come on.
Yeah.
Those guys fucking big bollocks.
So yeah. What we got in tomorrow? Any ideas?
Fucking nothing.
Nothing.
We're drinking all day long.
All right, cool. We're gonna have a piss up. We got enough beer upstairs. We can forget about all the worries of the Lotus.
T6 in tomorrow.
Okay.
Head unit. Rear camera.
Nice.
Fascia kit.
Cool. So I think we call it an end for the day then, don't we? We'll see you all tomorrow for more fun and games. Unless this guy absolutely tops himself tonight.
There's always time.
See you all tomorrow.